I'm not someone who's big with social media and putting yourself out there because I've had a deep fear of like being judged and having people like see through me. And I feel like that insecurity and that worry has pushed this off for so long, but I kind of feel like now it's just an opportunity for me to actually like talk about things that matter. And I feel like in today it's just like a lot of things are so easily screwed into other perceptions of life. And I feel like my story and what I've dealt with is actually relatable, especially in today's generation, because I once had like a lot going for myself, and then it got taken away so fast, and it just shows how fast life can really hit you. And I got hit pretty hard with life, and it was just a very low point for me. And at that time, this earlier this year, really, it kind of started off like that. I kind of ended 2023 on a really bad note, and going into the year, it's affected me even up until now. But from January till like really August, I had no one, and I was incredibly alone and always feeling down, and it sucked because for so long I had wanted a companion, I had wanted friends, I had wanted something to just give me fulfillment, and I kept searching for that in people. And I feel like so many people are doing this now where they're not even wanting a relationship, they kind of just want a feeling. And it's really hard to decipher, but I feel like these relationships have come naturally. And I feel like too many people are out there looking for love, expecting it to just, be right there for the taking. And I feel like that's not how it works. I feel like being alone is needed. And when you are alone, it gives you the most clarity because you see yourself for who you truly are. I mean, you think about just no distractions, nothing holding you back, no people telling you how you should act. When you're alone, you see your true form. And I feel like for that, you need to be alone. I feel like without being alone, it's impossible to grow. Something that I've learned is that in my worst times, in my loneliest times, were the times where I grew the most. The greater the suffering, the greater the peace. And really after my dark times, after I found out more about myself, and I improved each time. And I feel like that's kind of how life teaches, because life is definitely unfair and hard, but I feel like with anyone's perception, you're able to take those bad moments and kind of just turn them into however you want to feel. It all depends on your outlook on life. Some people can take a bad situation and just doubt and put more hate on themselves and dwell on it. While other people can take it and say, okay, well, here's what I can do about it. And if there's nothing you can do about it, you shouldn't even be worrying about it. But speaking from experience, being alone was probably the best thing that's ever happened. I still feel alone sometimes. And there's a difference from being alone and feeling alone, but I just know how life works. It all comes down to your perception. My favorite quote is that every man has two lives, and he realizes he has the second one, and he realizes he only has one. And it really stuck with me because it was like, it all comes down to perception. And once I realized I'm in control of my life, I control my destiny, that's when it really hit me. And I know I butchered the quote a bit, but I do know that with that, it makes a lot of sense in life. Because for me, a few months ago, being so depressed and so sad that I was alone, to now finding comfort in it shows true growth. I enjoy being alone now. The same things I found interesting aren't, and I found new things that are interesting. It's just a full circle of a change, and I feel like people need that. It's a good thing that you're able to be lonely, because some people are so drawn into relationships or so controlled by other people that they'll never experience who they really are. And I feel like once you experience yourself, you'll learn there's not much else you're really missing out on. Like, there's a lot to life, but there's also a lot to you, and you being able to control it just means you need to give yourself more time. These relationships and dreams and friendships, all these connections, you're forcing yourself or over romanticizing people. All these things are just negative. And once you start to look at things for how they really are and have a positive outlook and saying, okay, well, things may not be the greatest, but I can change that, things will look up. Because I do feel like what you put out there is what you get back. And this whole summer, just dealing with that alone time and finding what's wrong with me is really when I found out what's right. And I used that time really since August to kind of build on myself and keep working and find new things that give me purpose, give me a meaning. And it's a lot easier said than done, but once you get to that point, you realize there's a lot to life. And I feel like being alone is needed to teach that. So many people in this generation are stuck with this fallacy that being alone means their life has no purpose, when really you can live life to the fullest while you're alone. Life is only one person, and it's insane to think that so many people are giving others false hope that, oh, just because you're alone, it means you're unlovable or you're not worthy. And I feel like we kind of have to stop letting people determine our value. Just because not everyone will understand your worth, and that's okay, because that's just how life is. But if you understand your worth, then other things won't matter. Other opinions won't matter. And being alone showed me that. I struggled for months, and insecurities and just so many things piled onto that it wasn't until I broke free from it and realized how much opportunity I've given myself to grow that I was thankful. I don't regret a single bad thing that's happened to me, because they've all taught me and showed me the type of person I should be. And that type of person wouldn't stand for that. You shouldn't stand for that. I feel like I love too deeply to be someone's maybe, and that comes with being alone. Once you start giving yourself that time and dating yourself, I feel like that's really when you find out this is what you're going to allow and this is what you're not going to allow. And it gets easier after that. I spent so many days just going out by myself that it started just becoming something I liked doing. I like going to activities, whether it's the gym or going to the library or going anywhere. Once you start giving yourself that same love you've been giving other people, you'll realize that you have a lot to give. And you shouldn't waste it on people who don't care. So my thing is, take pride and acceptance and know that being alone is opportunity. Don't just feel bad. Don't just feel like, oh, you're not worthy of this, or people don't like you, blah, blah, blah. It's going to dig you down into just a deep hole. And I feel like over time, you'll finally heal. Over time, you'll learn this is who you are. And that's needed in life. Because everything before that won't matter. Those relationships, those people, nothing will matter. When you die, nothing will matter. Unless you really found out who you are. Not the money, not clothes, not girls or boys or whatever. It's just, who are you as a person? And what can you do to better yourself? That's it.